everyone, Andrea Sai here again, Origami Owl Independent Designer 8276, and today I'm going to show you how to make the charm case in my GO2. It is this case right here. It's got the lockets and plates on one side and the charms on the other. It's really simple to make. It's just I wanted to make a video so that I could show you all the things that I've learned along the way, because I've made 15 of these or so. So just a quick video on little tips and tricks for how to get it right the first time. So what you're going to need to make it is a case, first off. This case is the only case that I was able to find like this for 2 months, and it was at Joann Fabrics. It's $9.99. It's full of beads and wire, as you can see, and so in order to use it you have to empty it. So here's my box full of beads and wire that are going unused, and just 2 days ago I was online looking for links so that I could show y'all, if in case you didn't have Joann's fabric around you, I was looking for links for it, and I found an empty version of this, and it is only $3.89 right now, and when you buy more than 2 of them it goes down to $2.39 a piece. So this is another one of those things where when you get some friends together you could save a few dollars and you don't have to have a big box of beads and wire. The reason I like this specific box is because it has the lock hooks on it. So they're similar boxes, but they don't have these slide locks, which in my opinion just gives you a little extra security. Not that you need it, but it's just nice to have. You're also going to need foam, polyfill foam. This one is 1 inch by 14 by 14. Really it doesn't matter how big it is, you just need it to be 1 inch thick, because that's the thickness of the case. So I got this one at Hobby Lobby. I like Hobby Lobby's the best. It's $2.99 for a pack, and this cost, it was 30% off, and you can use the 40% off coupons or whatever to get it. I bought some at Joann's. It was like $6 a sheet for the same stuff, and it sounds silly, but I didn't like the way it cut as much. This cuts, it's a little thicker, cuts a little smoother. So you got that. You're going to need an X-Acto knife. You're going to need a ruler. I'm using this. It came off of a paper cutting thing, and I'm using this because it has the space in between it, so it's nice to guide the X-Acto knife through, so you don't have to leave marks everywhere. If you are buying one from Joann and you have the beads to take out, you don't need these, but they're nice. You can also use just your measuring spoons from the kitchen. They work just as well. Those were $1.99 in the bead section at Hobby Lobby. A marker for marking points on here. I went with gray. I like the gray the best because when you have these things in the case, odds are it's not going to show up any, but the gray kind of hid the best. It wasn't, you know, a bright blue or green or anything. So with the gray, you're not going to leave a big mark. You're not going to have a lot of marks all over the place. And that's about it. As far as the X-Acto knives go, it sounds silly, but if you have one, just use the one you have. But if you don't have one, I recommend this one from Michaels. I wish I had a case for it. I don't. This one is, I love it. It's, first off, it's like grippy. But I don't know if you can see, it's got this little ridge on it. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. So it's got this little bitty ridge in it. And that makes a difference in my opinion. See, the X-Acto brand one doesn't. It helps if I put it on the screen. It's just flat. So, hey buddy, you want to come up here? Come see. Everybody say hello to Louie. He's my puppy. Hey bud, mommy's working. You gonna sit back there and let me work? Okay, thank you. So, the reason I like the little ridge on here is because when you're digging into the foam to cut it, the little ridge fits perfectly on in the paper, and it's kind of like when you're cutting wrapping paper and you hit that sweet spot where it just like straight across. It does that with a little ridge. I don't know, I just like it better. But a regular X-Acto knife is perfectly fine. I was going to stop by and find out how much these were, but there was traffic this morning on my way to work, so I couldn't leave early and go by Michael's. Couldn't find them on the website, but I will search for them, see if I can find them for you. I want to say it was $7.99, but it's worth it, and it's squishy. I like it. So, alright, let's get started. So, step one, quite simple. If you bought the one with beads from Joann or Amazon, you are going to get your little bitty containers or whatever it is that you want to use and scoop your beads out, or you could just dump them if you want to. I just kept them separated in case I ever, somebody ever needed them. I didn't want them to have like a big ball of them. Anyway, if you bought yours from Create for Less, go ahead and pat yourself on the back because you just saved yourself 45 minutes to an hour. All right, now the fun begins. We're going to cut our foam. Woo! Quick, if you buy the one with the beads in it, there's a set of beads in there that's iridescent, and it leaves this kind of funky film on one of the little cases. All you have to do is it wipes out with a paper towel or like a Q-tip or something. I just hadn't cleaned it because I didn't feel like getting up. So, all right, now what you're going to do is line up your case on the foam. Oh, and I think I've said this before, but the way I'm doing it is not the only way to do it, obviously. It's just I've done so many of them, I've kind of figured out what works for me, what doesn't work for me, so feel free to do whatever you want. This is just how I found is the best way. So you got the case on your foam tray, and you can see where the lines are to where it separates. Can you see that? Sure you can. The little lines from where it separates. Yeah, okay. So, you get your gray marker or whatever color marker you decided to go with, or pencil, whatever, and make sure it's lined up even, straight, and then just put little bitty gray dots on the foam where the separator is. Also, obviously, on the ends. So, then those are be your little grid lines for when you're cutting. They don't have to be very big, just big enough for you to see them. And really they're probably not going to be seen, and so it's nothing to worry about. So now you should have beautiful, beautiful little bitty dots. And I don't know if you can see them with this computer. It's a little bit older. So anyway, so you have the little dots, and from there, you take your ruler, and I recommend cutting it long ways to where you have your 8 squares across, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. But so you take your ruler, and you don't have to have one like this, obviously. I just think it's nice to have. So you line it up centered with your dot. Take your beautiful, beautiful paper cutter, or X-Acto, and cut. Bam. Alright, you got a beautiful line. It doesn't cut all the way through. I'm doing this with the ruler, so it's not going to cut all the way through. If you weren't using the ruler and you had, just drawn like a paper, a line with a pencil or something, it would go all the way through, or it would hook and go all the way through. Also, I'm doing this on my coffee table without anything under it, and so I didn't want to have it gouge it, so I really need to find something to put under here. So anyway, alright, I'm on to cut number 2. And, another reason I like this is because it's got the thing, because I snapped it off of this. So it's got the straight lines on here, so I don't have to worry about making sure it's level and even. When I put it on here, it kind of lines itself up. So you are going to make sure you're making straight lines, because you don't want jagged squares that don't fit in your boxes perfectly or properly. So, and then we're going to whoop, and one more time. We've got those lines made, and now what you're going to want to do is no, that's right, I lied. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to cut them out. And you can go the other way and make one line. And once you've cut the first set, you're going to go back and it's going to make those little kind of, I don't know, drag noises. So that's why I don't continue doing all of them like that, because I don't want to have it snag any. So then I just cut the rest out, and I'm going to cut out a rectangle. I'm going to pause the video for that so that you don't have to watch me do that. So I'll be back. Alright, and I'm back. One thing I realized when I was away is make sure that when you're cutting them, you have your X-Acto knife straight down when you pull. Otherwise you're going to have, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of got a slant to it. It doesn't mean that these will be unusable, but it's possible that they're going to look funky in there. So, alright, and now all you have to do is cut these cubes. These don't take too long, but they're a little bit tedious. So when I cut the little cubes out, I kind of just saw it like this, you know, up and down, up and down. I just want to show you real quick, and then saw down, saw down. So, I want you to see, these aren't the most beautiful cuts. I don't know if you can tell, so I'm just going to spin it like that, let you see. But it's like, you know, you can see little ridges, and it's not just a smooth straight line like the outside layer. But that's okay. Nobody sees it. It's in your case. And these should be a little bit bigger than your actual square, because, you know, the walls take up space. So if they're going to be compressed anyway, nobody's going to notice. Nobody's going to be able to tell. So if you have a little bit of a jagged line, like this one has a little jagged line on it, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. If you want to cut out new ones, you can. You're just going to be wasting your time. Unless there's like a gap, unless, you know, because of like my little slant, unless there's a gap where like a charm could fall through, then don't worry about it. So I'm just going to do that 17 more times. You just take, you know, since you have the one that has the dots on it, just take a new one. Make your new dots. You don't even have to make dots if you don't want. You can just cut little bitty slants. Let's say slants, little, I guess, hash marks. And then just start your sawing from there. Just make sure you keep it straight. You don't want all crooked. So that's that. I'll see you when I'm done with that. So you finished that, and now you should have 18 precious little white squares. You are going to just set them aside and get your cleaned out case. Should decide what order you want your charms to go in. Really doesn't matter what order they go in. I try keeping the smaller collections to the outside just so that your focal point is on the big stuff. I keep like faith, love, I would say faith, love. Yeah, the love collection, faith collection, letters, birthstones, kind of middle, celebrations, animals, and then smaller collections like the music, causes, put towards the outside. That's no real science to it. But anyway, so you're going to figure out how you want them set up, and you're going to put on a good show or a movie. Take your tweezers out and flip them over so that they're facing down in your case. Takes a decent amount of time, but you're not going to be opening your case very often, and you're not going to be opening each little section very often, so you don't have to worry about having to do this every single time, because when you do open your case, you're not going to be going in every single compartment either. I do want to point out that when you have your sponges in here and you like take out a section, so let's just pop it in here and I'll show you. They're going to be sitting in here for a while, and since there's going to be a locket on top, it's going to be pressed down a little bit, so it might stick, some of the charms might stick to the bottom of it. So when you're taking the sponges out, just be careful when you pull them out to kind of shake it a little bit. It's not going to be quite as dramatic where they're moving to other things. That was just me trying to get the charm off. So just keep that in mind when you're pulling them out. It won't happen very often, or it won't happen every time, but it does happen. So just be aware of that. And I'm going to watch some Grey's Anatomy and finish flipping these over, and I'll be back. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm not going to flip all mine over because I'm going to take these out in a minute anyway because I'm going to be giving this case away. So we're just going to pretend like I flipped all of these over and start filling them with our foam. The foam, like I said before, is going to be a little bit bigger than your holders. So when you fill them, they're going to not go down all the way. And all you got to do is kind of pinch down the foam, just play with it and it'll pop in. Alright, so we have first layer done. We have our charms in here. You shake them, nothing happens to them, which is fabulous. Now we need to add our lockets and plates. So what I did was I keep the lockets set up with the plates in them so people don't touch it all over your plates, so you don't have to flip through little packages of plates or whatever. And that's how I keep them in here. I also fill the lockets with a few extra charms that I have. It's kind of like staging a house or something, you know, just to give people an idea. So I do different locket and plate combinations so people can see. That's another reason, is because sometimes people just want to go with like a silver locket with a silver plate. It's just really kind of boring sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes it's really pretty, but I think people are afraid to experiment. So when you show them how it looks with those different things, sorry, I'm pulling socks up. When you show them how it looks with those different styles, they might be a little more adventurous. So, yeah, sometimes they don't have plates because they don't have that many plates. Oh, that's another thing, is I don't keep every plate in every word. I keep 9 plates normally in stock, one of each size, each color, so that people can get an idea. And I always tell them that, because that's why I keep my stuff in stock. I keep one of everything, not always to sell. I keep a few extras to sell, but not everything to sell, just to give people an idea of what they're getting. I still order things for them. I just let them see it before they order it to make sure that they really like it. So enough blabbering. When you're doing this, you're going to kind of push the foam down a little. It's not always going to stay down, and it's not always going to, and sometimes it will, but it's not always going to spring up. So, but a little push is fine, you know, and then you just fill them in. Alright, and that's that. Alright, so now you have your beautiful case that you can put in your, here it is, your Timeless Beauty bag. If you want, you don't have to. You can put it in the zipper bags too. It might look cute in there, but these are being discontinued, so you might not be able to get those. If you have any comments, oh, I said I'd give one away. So, designer 22237. If you're designer 22237, just got yourself a new case. Don't bother checking your numbers because that is Sarah Ferreira. This is going to her. She's on my downline, and she is going to be a team leader this month. She went from designer to team leader this month, so this is for her. Sorry, guys. But if you have any questions or comments, or have any ideas on how to make this better or worse, or what worked for you, what didn't work for you, feel free to comment below. This is a great thing for DIWs to do because it's one of those things that they can slowly get this stuff. Not that it's very expensive, but they can slowly get it with coupons or whatever, or because it's just an activity to do while they're in waiting to keep them excited and everything. So if you are a DIW, well, good luck to you. If you are already a designer, congratulations, and good luck to you also. I will talk to you later. Oh, if you have any other videos you'd like me to do, this was kind of fun. So if you have another video you'd like me to do, let me know. Bye.